Welcome back everybody to the JavaScript tutorial number 3. So what we're gonna do in this tutorial, we will talk about string and string methods in JavaScript, and then we're gonna do an exercise. So we will talk about strings in brief. So let's get started. Okay, so today we're gonna discuss about strings in JavaScript, string, what is string, and how to represent string, how you can run string, the method of string, each and everything about strings we're gonna discuss in this tutorial. So what is string? String can be anything that is in the between of single quotes and double quotes. So let me just explaining you this. So saying we have a variable, say we create a variable with a var keyword, and my name of my variable is x, and saying hello. Okay, so what is this? Anything in between these quotes. So we put hello in between these quotes. So this hello is a string, and we have a single quotes like this, and double quotes is like this, and anything in between these is a string. Even a space between these is a string. So you need to understand this concept. So I think you just understand what is string. So like we say this hello world, and in between these quotes, so this is a single quote, so this is a string, and double quotes are being like this. So this is just a presentation, and we put double commas in between these. Okay, so but just before talking about our string methods, let me explain you also again this step. So we say obviously like x is equal to, and saying hello world. Okay, now this x is my string, and we'll say console.log of x. Okay, and now control S just for saving our file, and then say cmd, and then say cd documents, and then say directory. Okay, and then say index.html, running our file. Okay, and F12. So we got this hello world, and that is a string. Okay, and what about the double quotes? We just put one more. We can do one double quotes also, like this is double quote, and say hello YouTube, saving with control S, and going to command prompt mode, saying index.html, and saying F12. So here you can see we got hello YouTube. Okay, and now just talking about our string methods. Okay, just before talking about the string methods, let me explain you one more concept in this. So we just notice now how to represent string. So let me show you. We need so we have an exercise now. Exercise time. A short question for you, and the question is we will create now a variable, say x, and if we say do not disturb me. So do not disturb me. Don't disturb me while or don't disturb me in coding. Okay, so if we try to put single quotes in between these, so as you can see, when I type don't, so that gives me an error. So if you want to use in between single quotes one more quote, so that gives me an error. So each and every time we use double quotes. So in this case, if we use double quotes, and let me explain you this concept. When you try to run this code, you get error, but not now. Okay, so saying don't disturb me in coding. Okay, so as you can see, we don't get any error. And then say console.log, and saying this x. Okay, saving this, and saying again index.html, and F12. Okay, so as you can see, we got our output, don't disturb me in coding. And if you try to do this thing in single quotes, you get error. And let me explain you. And as you can see, this pink line that tells me that is an error. So this is this is one of the most important point you need to know about this. Okay, so now we're talking about string methods in JavaScript. So JavaScript has some string method like indexing, slicing. Let me explain you. So as you can see, we have an x.index of, that is one of the method of string, x.last index of, x.length, x.search, indexing, x.character add, x.to uppercase, x.to lowercase, x.concat, x.replace, and x.slice. And x is my string, so I am using a string dot my methods. So these are some of the methods, and we will explaining you this method one by one. So let's get started. So first we talk about the indexing. What is an index? Okay, and even I have a string x, and that is like x is equal to hello. So x at index position 0. Now what is this? We say if we say x index position 0. So what is this? Anything in between these, anything that is in between these brackets, in this between brackets is the index position. So okay, so talking about our indexing in JavaScript, so anything in between these array brackets is the index position. So we say x, and then in that between we say 0. So that is my index position. And if you gonna start from this, so we say starting position from 0, starting with 0. So this h character, this is at index position 0, and then e, this is at index position 1, and then this l, this is at index position 2, and then index position 3 at l, and then o. If we are talking about from starting, we're gonna say starting from 0, and if we're gonna say starting, if we are counting from end, then we say starting with -1. So this o is at -1, and this l, this is at -2, and this is at l, this is at -3, and this e, this is at -4, and this h is at -5. And as you can see now, we have an example in which x is equal to world, and if we say alert x dot index of, and we say this r, so we got this. Let me explain you this concept by an example. So we say if we have a string x, and that is equal to JavaScript, okay, and we say ki console.log, or don't use console now, and we say alert and saying x index position 0, so that returns me j, and we explain this concept to you. So opening again cmd and cd documents, and then using directory, and here we can type the name of our HTML file, and as you can see, we don't need to read down again. So we got this j, so that is my j, which is at the index position 0. Okay, so talking about x in index position 5, so this j, this is at index position 0, this a is at index position 1, this v at index position 2, this a at index position 3, s is at index position 4, and c is at index position 5. So saying control s for saving, and then again running our file, and as you can see, we got c in our output. So I think you just understand this concept, and let me explain you minus concept also. So -2, and this returns me p. So explaining you this again. So as you can see, we got undefined. So why we got undefined? Let me explain you. So we say -2, so -1 saying, and now we're talking about our next method. How to find out the length of a string? Now we're talking about this. So we have an x dot length, where x is my string, this is like hello, and length of, what is the length of string? So the meaning of length of string is number of elements in my string. So if we have a string x, and that is equal to hello, So the total elements in my string are H, E, L, L, O. The 5 elements are there. So the list, so the length of the list is 5. So there is an important point. Let me explain you this. So we have an X, and that is equal to Python, and we say Python. So we have 6 characters are in this list. So saying alert and using X dot length. So we got 6 in our output. Opening CMDs. Okay. Okay. We need to open CMDs again and again. CMD again opening and saying CD documents. That is an important point to work in CMD. Okay. So and saying now index.html, index.html, and when just running this, you can see we got 6 in our output. So no problems in that. 6 in output. Okay. So we have in this, and we say if Python in world. So according to you, we have Python 6 characters, 2 characters of this in 8 and 5 in this. So we got 13. But the reason we got 15 in our output, I'm explaining you this concept first. First, just running this. According to you, the length of this list is 13, but according to me, the length is 15. We will explain you this concept also. So when just running this, you can see we got 15. But according to you, the answer is 13. But according to me, answer is 13. But why this gives me 15? Let me explain you this concept. Okay, so we have a point this like X is equal to hello world, and according to you, the length is 10. Wrong. Why? Okay, so we have a total characters like H, E, L, L, O and W, R, L, D. So we have 10 characters in it. But what about the space in between hello world? There is a space between hello world that is also counted. So there is one showing, there is one position also counted for our space. One space which is between the hello world. So we have to count this. So one space that means one index for that also. So we have in this case 10 plus 11. And let me explain you this concept. So Python world saying and saying we have one space. So and when just running this Python WORLD, 11 characters are there, but one is for also space. So we have a 12 length in this case, and let me say, okay, so we got 12 length, and I think you're just familiar with this method. Okay, and let me run what is the index position of this space. Okay, so this P is at index position 0, Y at index position 1, T at index position 2, H at index position 3, O at index position 4, N is at index position 5. So space is at index position 6, and we just run this, and when we run this, you can say it gives me blank. This side says none. Okay, but there is a space of this.